Right now, there's a satellite 12,000 miles above your head, moving at 8,700 miles per hour. Its clock is ticking faster than yours, by 38 microseconds every single day. And if we didn't account for this tiny difference, your GPS would be wrong by about 6 miles every single day. The reason your phone can tell you exactly where you are isn't just because of satellites and math. It's because we're constantly correcting for Einstein's theory of relativity. GPS is quite possibly the most practical application of Einstein's most mind-bending ideas. Most people think GPS works like this. Satellites beam down radio signals, your phone picks them up, and boom, you know where you are. And that's sort of true. But it's missing the weirdest part. The basic idea seems straightforward enough. You have at least 24 satellites orbiting Earth, each one broadcasting a simple message. Hey, I'm satellite number 7. It's exactly 3:42 and 15 seconds, and I'm right here. Your phone listens to these signals and uses the time it took for each signal to reach you to calculate how far away each satellite is. With distances to at least 4 satellites, some clever geometry tells you exactly where you are on Earth. But here's where it gets weird. This whole system depends on incredibly precise timing. Radio waves travel at the speed of light, about 300 million meters per second. If a satellite's clock is off by just 1 microsecond, that's 1/1,000,000th of a second, your calculated position will be wrong by 300 meters. That's 3 football fields. So GPS satellites carry atomic clocks, the most accurate timekeepers ever built. These clocks are so precise, they'd only lose about 1 second every 100 million years. But even with perfect atomic clocks, there's a problem Einstein saw coming a century ago. See, time isn't constant. It flows differently depending on how fast you're moving and how deep you are in a gravitational field. GPS satellites are doing both. They're moving incredibly fast, and they're higher up, where Earth's gravity is slightly weaker. Let's break this down. First, special relativity. When something moves really fast, time slows down for it, relative to stationary observers. The GPS satellites are zipping around Earth at about 8,700 miles per hour. At that speed, time dilation means their clocks run slow by about 7 microseconds per day compared to clocks on Earth's surface. But wait, there's more. General relativity tells us that time also runs faster in weaker gravitational fields. The satellites are about 12,000 miles up, where Earth's gravity is roughly 4 times weaker than at the surface. This makes their clocks run fast by about 45 microseconds per day. So we have 2 effects working in opposite directions. Special relativity making satellite clocks run 7 microseconds slow, and general relativity making them run 45 microseconds fast. The net effect? Satellite clocks run about 38 microseconds fast each day. Now, 38 microseconds might not sound like much, but remember, light travels 300 meters in 1 microsecond. So 38 microseconds translates to about 11,400 meters of error. That's over 6 miles. Without correcting for relativity, GPS would become completely useless in less than a day. So how do we fix this? We cheat. Before the satellites even launch, engineers program their atomic clocks to run slightly slow. Specifically, they set them to tick at 10.22999999543 MHz instead of exactly 10.23 MHz. This compensates for the relativistic effects, so once in orbit, the clocks tick at the right rate as measured from Earth. But it's even more complicated than that. The satellites don't stay at a constant altitude. Their orbits are slightly elliptical. When they're closer to Earth, gravity is stronger and they're moving faster, so the relativistic effects change throughout their orbit. The GPS system continuously monitors and corrects for these variations. So every time you ask your phone for directions, you're not just using satellites and geometry. You're using Einstein's theory of relativity. The fact that time flows differently for objects moving at high speeds or in different gravitational fields isn't just some abstract physics concept. It's the reason GPS works at all. Without accounting for these relativistic effects, our entire navigation system would collapse within hours. Think about that for a moment. Einstein published his theories of relativity over a century ago, long before anyone dreamed of GPS. Yet his insights about the nature of space and time are now essential to billions of people every single day. Your morning commute depends on corrections for time dilation. Food delivery relies on gravitational time shifts. Emergency services navigate using general relativity. It's one of the most beautiful examples of how the universe's deepest truths end up in your pocket. So the next time you're using GPS, remember, you're not just finding your way. You're participating in one of the most remarkable physics experiments ever conducted. Every satellite overhead is a laboratory testing Einstein's most profound insights about reality itself. And if you want to dive deeper into how relativity affects time and space, subscribe. We'll be exploring black holes, the twin paradox, and why nothing can travel faster than light. The universe is far stranger and more interconnected than it appears, and GPS is just the beginning.